Welcome to the second episode of the open source video log. This is a special edition dedicated to FOSDEM. In my opinion, FOSDEM is the biggest and greatest open source event in Europe. Furthermore, it has a free entrance. The name stands for Free and Open Source Software Developers European Meeting. Actually, nowadays, you can see both open source software and open source hardware projects at FOSDEM. The event takes place at ULB, which stands for the Free University of Brussels. The tradition is that FOSDEM takes place during the first weekend of February, and this year it was on 4th and 5th of February 2017. There were 645 presentations in numerous developer rooms and more than 8,000 visitors. Traditionally, there is a Friday beer event at the Delirium Cafe. But don't be fooled by the name. This is a great place to drink beer. It is in the city center near Grand Place. So, all visitors of FOSDEM, or at least the majority of them, come to this place to have a beer or two before the event. There is a beer distribution algorithm which is in stable version. Basically, you have to buy a token and after that to exchange the token for a beer. This way, beers are served in a better and faster way, but there are still enormous queues. The whole ground floor of the Delirium Cafe is reserved just from FOSDEM visitors. FOSDEM starts on Saturday early morning. 5 huge buildings are dedicated to host all presentations and talks during the 2 days. The entrance is completely free. If you want, you can donate to support the event. For 25 euros, you'll get as a gift a nice t-shirt with the logo of FOSDEM. You can do this at the main info desk situated at the K building. There you can also find a lot of stands with demonstrations of popular open source software projects. Building AW contains other stands with a lot of other demos related to open source hardware projects. Almost all the stands in the K building offer goodies related to the open source projects that they represent. Some of these goodies are free, others are sold in order to support the development of the open source project. Sometimes there are so many t-shirts on the stand that it looks ridiculous. Definitely visit the ground floor of the K building if you are interested in learning the new features of FreeBSD or popular GNU Linux distributions such as Fedora, CentOS, OpenSUSE, Debian. There was a stand of the Google's own build tool called Bazo. It's now open source. Other stands worth mentioning were presenting projects such as KDE, GNOME, Xen, and OpenStack. There was also a demo of OwnCloud. On the second floor of the K building, there are even more demonstrations. There was a stand of the Java-based network management platform OpenNMS, Perl, XMPP, and Google Summer of Code. Among the other stands, there was Turis Omnia. This is a project from the Czech Republic for an open source hardware high-end Wi-Fi router powered by OpenWRT with additional open source software. All the software is available in GitHub. The hardware is designed using one of those closed source professional design suites, so you need to pay more than $7,000 before making any modifications to the open source hardware. Well, I don't think it makes a lot of sense to develop open source hardware if the tools are not open source software, so I personally recommend just to use KiCad. The stand of Ultimaker was very impressive. They had a booth at FOSDEM last year and they were here again. This time they were presenting Ultimaker 3. This is the latest and greatest 3D printer with new dual extrusion head. All Ultimaker printers supports a variety of operating systems including Linux. There were lunch breaks during the 2 days, but it's so overcrowded and there were so many people that we had to wait on very long queues for any kind of decent food. As usual, O'Reilly had a small bookstore in the H building and it was overcrowded. So many people were trying to buy some of their books at discounted prices. On the ground floor of the AW building, there were additional demos related to physical objects. For example, there was a stand for hobby radio amateurs. Olimex had a booth there and it was great because they were presenting their do-it-yourself open source hardware laptop, which will be on sale really soon. It was super overcrowded and everyone wanted to get there and to see Terrace 1. This is the name of their laptop. Right next to Olimex was the stand of Automotive Linux. This is a project of the Linux Foundation and I'm among the contributors, so I was also among the volunteers at the stand. So I did a few presentations to the visitors interested in the project. With me there were other developers of the project, including Philippe Koval, who was explaining in details how IoTivity can be integrated with Automotive Grade Linux. As you can guess, most of the people were interested of the AGL port for Raspberry Pi because this is the most popular and affordable development board. The most frequently asked question was, how can people get this in their cars? Unfortunately, they still have to wait, but I hope that soon there will be a turnkey solution even for hobbyists. I had the pleasure to meet Florent Revest. He is the creator of Asteroid OS. If you remember from the previous episode, this is a GNU Linux distribution for smartwatches. Have a look at this quick demo to learn more.
So I guess there are 8 apps running on Asteroid OS, like an agenda, allowing to plan new events, an alarm clock to set up alarms. Not so good. A calculator in order to just make quick calculations. A music, so it requires to be synchronized with the smartphone app, Asteroid OS Sync, so I cannot show you how it works. Some settings options, there are quite a lot of them. Stopwatch, the kind of basic features you can expect from a smartwatch. Timer, once again, basic app. And also a weather app that you can synchronize with your phone. So yeah, all of those apps are developed in QML and you can interact with them with gestures, just like this.
Really nice.
I had a 30-minute presentation at the Embedded Developer Room about my side hobby project for Raspberry Pi hats. I spent most of the time in this room, so I visited a few other presentations, and I have to say it was amazing to see so many developers at one place. I don't want to go into details about particular talks that I visited. The videos are already available at the FOSDEM website, so if you're interested in a certain topic, just go there and have a look at the recorded video. I just want to show you how many people were there at the Embedded Developer Room during FOSDEM. This is a short video between two sessions. The Desktop Developer Room brings something for the lovers of old computers. The presentation was called Retro Desktops for Retro Computers, from 8-bit to Atari, Amiga and friends. I recorded a short demonstration of Contiki that can run on some of these old but gold personal computers. The purpose of this video was to show you the spirit of FOSDEM and to inspire you to visit it if you haven't been there. I hope to meet you there next year at FOSDEM 2018. In the meantime, stay tuned for new videos and subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you!